All right. So I have a little bit of not too much yapping that I want to do tonight before we start. I think everybody has practiced with me enough to know the way that I typically practice, and that will certainly be the thread of the practice itself. However, I think that there is something to say about just kind of switching it up just a little bit and, thinking about the different ways that we can view ourselves. We can view ourselves as just these kind of physical bodies that are walking around in the world. But we can also view ourselves as energetic bodies that are walking around the world. And sometimes it's a little bit more difficult to access that energetic part of ourself. But that energetic part of ourself is interacting with much more than, I think, with much more and in a more subtle way than our physical body is. And so the reason that I'm talking about this at all is because of just where we are in like our astrological forecast kind of scene. Like we're coming up on the winter solstice, and we actually have a really Monday, yesterday was our new moon, and there's always a lot of ceremony and growth around kind of new moon time, new energy. But what's even greater right now is as we move into this winter solstice, and I am not fully, I do not have any great knowledge in astrology. However, we are transitioning out of the earth element. So if you think about the earth element as being kind of dense and heavy, we can liken that to our physical body being a little bit more dense and heavy. And then we're moving into the air element, which is much more subtle. And this doesn't happen often. So when you move from an element, it doesn't happen very often. So the astrological forecast is that we've been this really dense technology-driven place for quite some time. And that is what has gotten us to where we are today. But as we transition, we still keep all the technology that we've had, but we think about the air quality or the air element as moving us into communication. So we have, like right here, I'm able to teach to people who are in my physical presence as well as I'm able to teach to people who are not in my physical presence based on this technology that has allowed us this great, vast ability to communicate, which is really cool. So I want to use the practice tonight as kind of an analogy for the way that we can access our gross physical body through yoga practice to then move into more of a subtle part of ourselves, so an energetic part of ourselves. And my hope is that we'll be able to sense that energetic part of ourselves tonight, maybe a little bit more than when we focus solely on just being in our physical body and doing physical movement. So we're going to end with a little bit of a longer meditation than we typically do, but I hope that we'll have prepared you and your mind to sit for just a little bit longer than maybe what we typically do in our class. So we'll begin just seated. So whatever comfortable seated position that works for you, I'll have you go ahead and find what that is. And once you've arrived in that place, just notice how you maybe habitually posture. So I habitually like lift up through the middle of my back and kind of take out all the lumbar or take out all my thoracic curves. So just notice how you habitually posture and see if you can let go of some of that habitual way of sitting. And if it feels comfortable for you, go ahead and close your eyes and then take your awareness down. And we're in the physical body, so just feel here the lower body in whatever shape you've taken for your seated position. So all the awareness drops downward. And you can feel where your sit bones are in contact with the mat, the cushion, the blanket, whatever it is that you're touching. And then notice your own natural curves in your spine. So what's happening in your lumbar spine there? How does it feel? What's happening in the middle of your back, your thoracic spine? How does that feel? Kind of expand the awareness from the middle of your back outward into your rib cage. And just notice if you can feel a little bit of breath happening. So as you breathe in and out, what's happening in your rib cage? And then continue to move upward. Notice your neck. Are you holding on to any physical tension in the neck? Maybe feeling the shoulders drop a little bit away from the ears. And then the awareness up into the head, the jaw, the forehead. Sometimes we feel a little bit of tension in the forehead and in the eyes. And then just have a sense of your whole physical body for about 3 breaths. See if you can hold your attention on your entire physical body, that gross sense of physical body. And then transition your awareness to your breath. Let's begin to slowly lengthen the inhalation. So following the breath as it moves in and down. And then following the breath in the exhalation as the exhalation moves up and out. So follow the air in and down. Feel your physical body respond. And then follow the breath up and out. Just take note of what your mental chatter is. Take note of how quickly the mind is moving. And then from there, we'll go ahead and open the eyes. And we're actually going to begin tonight in a standing position. So I want to work from the gross physical body into the more subtle energetic body. So everybody just come on up into a standing position. Our feet are going to be hips width distance. And we're going to just really start to feel kind of the larger muscles in our body here. So take just a second and notice where your feet are in contact with the ground. Like feel the weight that's dispersed between the front of the foot, the back of the foot, the right outer edge and the inner edge of the foot. And then go ahead and just drop all the weight from the pelvis downward through your legs and into your feet. And then awareness in the center of your body and begin to feel kind of like that there's expansiveness through the whole torso here. So take a breath in and feel the rib cage expand. Maybe notice that the back of it expands and then feel the energy rising up through the chest and then through the shoulders and down and out through the arms. And we're just going to be taking some big forward bend movements here. So I'm turning this side just so you can see that you can bend your knees here as much as you need to come in and out of the pose, but we'll be intentionally bending our knees on one of them, all right? So on the inhalation, let's just raise the arms forward and up. And then as you exhale, I want you to slightly bend your knees, take your arms wide, and just find a forward bend. Bring your hands to your legs as you go ahead and come all the way down to the forward bend. And then I want you to go ahead and bend your knees pretty deep, like you're kind of sitting down into a chair. Feel the large muscles in your thighs, like bend deep. There you go, good. And then from there, on an inhalation, we're going to sweep our arms forward. So it gets a little bit harder as you sweep your arms forward. Feel the dense muscles of your body, and then keep rising up. And then on the exhalation, we're going to lower the arms down. So that's going to be our movement there. We're going to do it about 8 times. So inhale, raise the arms forward and up. As your arms reach up, push into your heels. Exhale, slight bend in your knees. Reach your arms out wide. Find a forward bend. The hands come down the legs. Now bend your knees pretty deep. And then inhale, sweep your arms forward. And then towards the end of the inhalation, we'll rise all the way up. And then exhale and lower your arms down. Good. We're just going to repeat. Inhale, reach the arms forward and up. As the arms reach up, press into your feet. Legs are strong. Exhale, slight bend in your knees. Pull the navel towards your spine as you go down. And then start to bend your knees. Inhale, sweep your arms forward. Good, use the strength of your thighs. Rise up. And exhale, arms come down. So let's start to increase the length of the exhalation. So inhale, raise the arms forward and up. As you exhale, maybe take about a 5-count exhale, coming all the way down to the forward bend. Bend your knees. Inhale, sweep the arms forward. That will strengthen your legs, so the strength in your back to rise. And then exhale, lower the arms. We're going to increase our exhale to 6 this time. Inhale, raise the arms forward and up. Slight bend in the knees. This time contract. Maybe lift the pubic bone towards the navel towards the spine as you find the forward bend. And then bending the knees. Inhale, sweep the arms forward and up. Exhale, lower the arms. We're going to take 2 more. So on this one, we're going to increase to maybe 7 count. Exhale. Inhale, raise the arms. Slight bend in the knees, arms wide. 7 count exhale. Come all the way down. See if you can relax the head into the exhalation. Deeply bend your knees. Feel the strength there it takes. Feel the joints. Inhale, rise all the way up. And exhale, arms come all the way down. So the last one here. Make it the longest exhale that you have, comfortable exhale that you have. Inhale, raise the arms forward and up. Slight bend in the knees, arms wide, pull the navel in, hands come down the legs. 8 counts if you can, relax your head. Now begin to bend your knees, sweep the arms forward and up. Come all the way to stand. And then exhale, just lower your arms. Good. Pause for just a second. If it feels comfortable, close your eyes. And just notice where your awareness goes in your body. There's no right or wrong. But you sometimes will have sensation. That's the energy body. We use our physical body to tap into the energy body. And then from there, eyes can open and we'll step the feet wide. And let's take and turn the right toes out. So we're going to use triangle pose here. We're going to come in and out a couple times and then we'll stay. So slight bend in your front knee so you don't lock out in the knee. Yep. And then on the inhalation, we'll take the arms out wide. As you exhale, pull the navel in as you just tip over. So just laterally bend your spine. It's not trying to go all the way down to the ground. It's just laterally bending. And then on the inhalation, use the strength of your left side and pull right back up. We'll do that 3 more times. Exhale, lift the pubic bone towards the navel towards the spine as you laterally bend. And then inhale, the breath comes in, the torso gets a little bit lighter as you rise up. And 2 more. Exhale, pull the navel in. Start to feel the stretch through the left side of your body. Inhale to rise. And then on the next one, we'll stay. So we'll exhale into triangle pose. And then we're going to start to move our upper arm. So on your next inhalation, I want you to take your top arm, reach your top arm over your head, and just look up. Push your rib cage up. And then on your exhalation, take your left arm, lower it down towards your waist, and turn your head to look down. A lot of stuff going on in the physical body. Inhale, reach the arm up and over the head, press the rib cage up, get a little bit more stretch through the left side of the body, and then exhale, lower the arm down by your waist, and turn the head to look down. We're gonna do 2 more. Inhale, the arm reaches up and over the head, push the rib cage up, And exhale, lower the arm, turn the head. Last one. Inhale, really feel the connection between your left heel and your left fingers. And then exhale, lower the arm. You're going to keep the arm down by your waist, and on an inhalation, let the breath bring the torso all the way back up to stand. Exhale, lower the arms, and then turn your right toes in. I'm just going to have you pause again. And I want you to notice sensation in the left side of your body. Any sensation. That's the energy. That's what we're tuning into. And then let's go ahead and switch sides. So we'll turn left toes out. We'll do the same thing on this side. So feel your feet, strength of your legs, the physical body. On the inhalation, reach the arms out wide. And on your exhale, just laterally bend, tip over. Pull the navel in. Good. Inhale, rise back up using the strength of the right side of the body. And repeat. Exhale. The pubic bone draws towards the navel pulls towards the spine laterally bends. Inhale up. And two more. Just really follow your breath. Inhale up. And then on the next one, we'll stay. So exhale into the position. And when you're ready for the inhalation, we'll take the top arm, reach over the head. Feel a little bit more depth in the stretch in the right side of the body. And then as you exhale, take the arm down by your waist and turn your head. Feel the relationship between your head, your neck, and your shoulder. And again, inhale, raise the arm over the head, look up. And exhale, lower the arm down by the waist and look down. Two more. As the arm reaches over the head, you can push the right rib cage up and feel a little bit more sensation in the right side waist. And then as you exhale, you let the rib cage drop back down into the body. Last one. Good, and notice how, as it feels intense in the body, maybe the breath gets a little bit more jagged. You're always trying just to smooth it out. Keep the arm where it is. Inhale comes into the body, the whole torso rises up. And then we'll exhale and lower the arms down. All right, we can take and turn the toes in. And this time we're gonna work with our legs wide, but we're gonna kind of do the same thing that we did with the first forward bend. We're gonna be going all the way forward. So if you need blocks, what you'll do is you'll bring these blocks just right kind of underneath your shoulders in front of you. So what we're gonna do is we'll go down to the forward bend. We're gonna run the hands down the legs. If you need the blocks, then you're gonna bring the blocks right in front of you. And we're gonna bend the knees pretty deep, so you're deep into your hips. Yep, and then we take the arms forward and come all the way back up. So just like we did in that first forward bend series. All right, we're doing it 8 times and we'll start to control the breath after the first 2 of them. All right, so on the inhalation, feel the chest expand. So kind of squeeze the shoulder blades together, reach the arms out and up. And then as you exhale, slight bend in the knees, the arms go wide, coming all the way down to the forward bend. Plant your hands wherever they meet. Now bend your knees deep, stretch the arms forward and come all the way back up. Feel the strength that it takes. And then exhale and lower the arms. Good, we'll do it again. Inhale, chest expands, the shoulders squeeze, the palms face up, arms reach up. Exhale, slight bend in the knees, pull the navel in, arms go wide, come all the way down. Bend your knees deep, stretch the arms forward and up. Good, large muscles of your body really working. And then exhale, lower the arms. Nice. Again, chest expand, shoulder blades squeeze, arms reach all the way up. As your arms reach up, stay in contact with your feet with awareness. Exhale, arms wide, all the way down. Bending the knees, reach the arms forward and up, all the way up. And then exhale and lower the arms. We've got 4 more. We're going to start to increase the length of exhalation. So just feel your body move with your breath. The chest expands, the breath comes in, the arms reach up. 5 count exhale. Arms wide, come all the way down. Bend the knees, stretch the arms forward and up, rise all the way up. And exhale, arms go down. This time it's going to be a 6 count exhale. Chest expands, the arms reach out and up. 6 counts to go down. Bend the knees, feel the hips, feel the thighs, reach forward and up, rise all the way up. Lower the arms. And I can't remember, is it 6 this time? 6?
That was 6.
That was 6, okay, so 7. Expand the chest, the arms reach out wide and up. And here's for 7 counts. Now remember that if any breath count feels difficult or uncomfortable, you just go back to your previous one. Bend your knees, stretch your arms forward and up, rise all the way up, and then lower. So here's our last one with an 8 count exhalation. Expand the chest, arms reach out and up. Slight bend in the knees, pull the navel in to protect the lumbar spine coming all the way down. Bend your knees deep. Stretch the arms forward, feel the strength, rise all the way up. And then lower the arms all the way down. Good. So here we're going to take and just pivot. So I'm going to have you turn your right toes forward. Yeah. And we're taking warrior pose here. I don't want you to feel as if your hips are stuck, right? So if you're here and you just pivot and it feels like, oh, that doesn't really feel right, pick up your feet, move them around. Like let yourself feel comfortable. And think about your pelvis being 2 halves, not just one unit, but it's 2 halves. So take the energy of the right side of your pelvis and extend it down your right leg and into your right foot, and then do the same thing with your left. So feel the left side of your pelvis, and then draw the energy down the left leg and into the left foot. And I'm going to come adjust you just a tiny bit.
Okay.
So step this left foot out to the side a little bit. It'll give you more space for your pelvis instead of lining up.
Okay.
Yeah. And then it's not necessary for you to take that left hip and pull it forward, but if you can think about just literally the pelvis just kind of shifting forward, maybe your toes turning towards the, yeah. And then take this left shoulder towards me. Good. Does it feel,
No,
feels okay?
Yeah.
All right. So we're going to move in and out of warrior with our lower body, so just bending and straightening the leg. But what we're going to do with our hands is we're going to bring our hands to the center of the chest. And we're going to work from the center of the chest, so we're going to expand the chest to reach the arms out wide as we come in and out, okay? So we'll start here with the hand in the center of the chest. When you're ready for your inhalation, I want you to bend your right knee, making sure your right knee doesn't extend past your right ankle, and we'll simultaneously be expanding the chest and then reaching the arms out wide. And then as you exhale, straighten the front leg, pull the navel in, and bring your hands right back to the center of chest. Good, we'll do 3 more. Front knee bends, feel your chest extend, feel your rib cage expand. And then as you exhale, come back to the starting position. Again, breath comes in and down, chest expands, rib cage expands, there's softness in the face, and the neck, and the jaw, and then you exhale and return. All right, so we're going to stay in the next one. So we'll bend the front knee, reach the arms out wide, and then we'll stay here as we exhale. So when you breathe here, think about feeling a little bit more fluid. You're not stuck. You're not feeling stuck in the pose at all. There's space for the breath to move in and down. And there's an ease in your upper body, so that there is an expansion in the chest, a lifting upward and outward of the ribs, a softness in your face, but this really strong, stable base. And then from there, we'll straighten the front leg. We can bring the hands back to the center of the chest. I'll have you bring your feet together, just a hips width distance. Keep your hands in your chest for just a second. Close your eyes if that's comfortable. And I want you to take the attention to the top of your head and now to the center of your chest. I want you to connect the top of your head down to the center of your chest. As you breathe in, see, sense, or feel movement from the crown of your head down into the center of your chest. As you breathe out from center of chest to crown of head. And then from there, we'll open the eyes. And we'll switch into the second side. So left leg is forward and the right leg is back. And again, you can notice each side may feel different. Take the energy of each side of the pelvis, drop it down the long bones of the leg, and drop into the feet with awareness. And then we'll bring hands back in the center of chest. So 3 times in and out, we'll stay on the 4th one. When you're ready for an inhalation, the front knee bends, the chest expands, shoulder blades kind of draw together as the arms reach out wide. And then on the exhalation, pull your navel in as if it's drawing you back into that starting position. Again, bend the front knee. Notice your knee joint, notice your hip joint, notice your spine, reaching out into the tips of your fingers. As you exhale, come back in the starting position. And again, bend the front knee, expand the chest, reach out wide. Exhale, everything pulls right back into the center. We'll stay on the next one. Front knee bends, expand, and then just stay here. But notice in the stay, where are you holding tension? And wherever you're holding tension, see if you can release it. Is it neck? You could move your head. Is it shoulders? You could, raise or lower the arms. This is not about a perfect place to be. It's about where can I feel stable and strong and still have a nice experience with my breath. Breath is moving in and down on the inhalation and up and out on the exhale. And then in our next exhalation, hands come back to the center of the chest, the leg straightens, and we'll bring the feet together for another just moment of shifting from this awareness of our physical body to a more subtle sense. So take the awareness to the top of your head and then down to your heart. Top of your head, center of chest. Now begin to see, sense, or feel that as you breathe in, you're breathing in from the crown of your head, through the center of your body to your chest. And as you breathe out from the center of your chest to the top of your head. See it, sense it, feel it. Good. And then eyes can open. And we'll release the hands. And we're going to transition down onto the mat. We'll do that through a forward bend. We're going to come down onto our knees. So if you need to, you can just hop into the chair. Okay. So moving through forward bend to come down to the ground. With the inhalation, we'll reach the arms out wide. Raise all the way up as the arms go up. Feel awareness in your feet. And then exhale, pull your navel in, arms out wide to come to a forward bend. I'll have you transition into a downward facing dog. So just bend your knees so you can get your fingertips of your hands down and then step both of your feet back into downward facing dog. We'll take just a moment in transitioning, kind of using downward facing dog with the breath. So on your next inhalation, you can come down to hands and knees and lift your chin, expand your chest. As you exhale, we'll tuck the toes and lift from the navel center. The hips come right back up into downward facing dog. We're going to do that 2 more times. Slowly inhale, feel the body moving in sync with the breath. The chin lifts, the chest expands. Exhale, pull the navel in, and then as if the navel is what's lifting the hips back up into downward facing dog. 1 more time. Inhale, hands and knees. Into the inhalation, the chin is lifted. And then exhale and rise back up. We'll stay here for just a breath or 2 in downward facing dog. Go ahead and bend your right knee just slightly as you feel some lengthening through the back of your left leg all the way down to the heel. Notice if you're transferring any tension into head, neck, or shoulders. And then switch that, so gently bend your left knee as you drop the energy and weight down through your right heel. Good. And then I'm going to have you just slightly bend both knees, but just slightly. As you slightly bend your knees,
take your sit bones and kind of reach up with your sit bones and feel how that activates kind of the deeper part of your calf. So not that larger gross muscle, but a little bit more subtle underneath the larger calf muscle. And then we'll inhale down to hands and knees. And if this is where you need to hop on the chair, then I'll have you do that. And then on an exhalation, we're going to bend the elbows around the spine and just drop all the way back into child's pose here. We're going to start to work with exhalation one more time. So inhale, come to hands and knees. Just feel really fluid in this movement. Let's take a 5-count exhale around the spine, drop all the way back and down. Pull the navel in towards the center. Inhale, hands and knees. And then this time a 6-count exhale. Round the spine, come all the way back and down. Inhale, hands and knees. At the end of your inhale, see if you can connect the top of your head to the center of your chest. 7-count exhale, back and down. Inhale, hands and knees. At the end of the inhalation, just with awareness, connect the top of your head to the center of your chest. And then exhale back 8 counts. And I'll have you stay down in your child's pose. And in this position, again, see if you can connect, see, sense, or feel. As you breathe in, you're breathing in from the crown of your head to the center of your chest. And as you breathe out from the center of the chest to the crown of the head. And then from there, we'll go ahead and come all the way down into the stomach. So you're lying down onto your tummy here. Move this mic from the front of the body to the side. All right. So hands are going to go underneath the shoulders here. And I want you to feel both of your hip bones like really in contact with the ground. So make sure that as we lift one leg, that you still maintain this contact with both of your hip bones down on the ground. The hands are going to go under the shoulders. And in the beginning, what we're going to do is just lift the head and chest in one leg. And then on the exhalation, we're coming down. So try your best that when you lift head and chest in one leg, that the chest and the leg are lifting about the same height. So you don't want your leg to go way up and your chest to stay down, but just see if you can kind of create a balance between the whole body moving. All right, so let's start together. On an inhalation, we'll lift the head to chest and the right leg. And then on the exhalation, we'll come down. Forehead to the mat. Inhale, lift the head, the chest, and the left leg. Maybe you feel a little bit of pull back with the heels of your hands, which will expand the chest any amount more. Come on down with exhale. We'll do it one more time each side. Inhale, head, chest, right leg. The whole body is kind of extending in opposite directions. Exhale, come on down. And then inhale, head, chest, and left leg. Good. And then come down. All right, so now we're going to build. So inhale the head, chest, the right leg. I'm going to have you stay up. Exhale, pull the navel in. Feel your hip bones. On the next inhalation, lift your left leg. And then stay there for an exhale. Pull the navel in. One more inhale. Maybe squeeze the shoulders together. Feel the chest extend. Exhale, come down. Rotate one ear into the mat. Stay down, take a breath in and out. And then we're going to build from the opposite direction. So on your next inhalation, lifting the head, the chest, and the left leg. Stay up as you exhale. Kind of lift the pubic bone towards the navel. On your next inhalation, the right leg lifts. Stay as you exhale. One more breath in. Maybe the elbows draw in, the chest expands. And then come down and rotate the opposite ear into the mat. Stay down for a breath. And on the next one, we're coming up with both legs. So on your next inhalation, we'll lift the head, the chest, and both legs. And we'll stay here as you exhale. We try not to create excess tension. If you feel tension in your shoulders, sometimes the forearms down can be a nice way to relieve that tension. We're just going to take a couple more breaths here in this position. The face is soft, the jaw is soft, but the body is strong. And then on our next exhale, we'll come down and again rotate one ear into the ground. And we're going to do that hold just one more time. So nice breath in and out. And then on your next inhalation, we'll rise back up. Inhale. So Randall, just notice what happens if you take your forearms down like this and see if it feels better. Yeah. Concentrate really on sensing the breath, feeling the breath. It's more difficult here because the front of your body has pressure on it. So just notice you're building your breath capacity in this way. Smoothing it out, face is soft, jaw is soft. And then we'll come down and just rotate the opposite ear. And then just sense. The energy body is awakened. Can you feel your heart beating? Like the energy is what makes our inner workings happen. It makes our heart beat. It's in charge of digestion. So just sense that part of yourself. Feel that part. Warmth and tingling. And then from there, I'll have you go ahead and roll over onto your back. And we're going to be working with some arm raises and some leg extensions. So if the hamstrings are tight, you can, well, no, we're doing the arms. So if the hamstrings are tight and you have a blanket, you can put that blanket underneath your pelvis, and that will help with the leg extension. Kind of just like you do when you're seated on the ground. Not necessary, but it is nice if the hamstrings are tight. So we're going to pick the feet up off the ground. We're going to bring the knees in towards the chest here. And on our inhalation, we're going to extend the feet up towards the ceiling. We're going to raise the arms up and over the head. So pretty simple movement. And then on exhalation, the knees come in towards the chest. The arms go down by your side, down to the ground. We're going to repeat that. Inhale, press up through your feet and reach up through your fingertips. And then exhale, knees in and arms down. Good. Inhale, raise the legs, raise the arms. Take 5 counts. Knees in, arms down. Inhale, raise the arms, raise the feet. Really find activity in the physical body. And then 6 count exhale. Knees in and arms down. Again, inhale, legs up, arms up. Super active. 7 counts. The movement links to the length of your breath. One more. Inhale, raise the arms, raise the feet. And then 8 counts. Knees in and arms down. Let's go back into the position. So inhale, raise the arms, raise the feet. This time, I'd like you to interlace your fingers and then just press the heels of the hands away from you. And just feel a slight bit more activity there. And now we're going to ground around the navel center. So see if you can maintain your 8-count exhale here in this position. So just a long, slow exhale as you take the top of your pubic bone and slightly lift it toward your navel and draw your navel towards your spine. And feel how that kind of presses the pelvis and the lower back a little bit further or closer down towards the ground. So we're building a lot of energy here, grounding energy in the center of the body. So maybe one more long 8-count exhale. So it looks easy, but it's actually not when you're really working the breath and the big muscles. And then we'll release and just hug the knees into the chest. And then from there, we're going to come into supine twist. So we'll take the arms out to the side. And the feet are still up, knees in toward the chest. Good. Yep. Take an inhalation with the knees in the center. And then as you exhale, let's slowly lower the knees all the way down to the right side. Let them touch the ground. Stay there, take a breath in. And then stay there and take a breath out. Long, slow breath, maybe that 8-count exhale. And then inhale the knees through center. You could do one knee at a time or you could do both, whichever one feels better for your body. And then a long, slow exhale the knees down to the left. Bring them all the way down to the ground. Stay there, take a breath in. And a long, slow breath out. Next breath in, knees through the center. And then exhale to the right. This time we're going to stay down for 2 cycles of breath. As you breathe in, notice that the left side of your ribs kind of lift up, your left shoulder lifts up. But then as you exhale, take your navel and track your navel or draw it to the left and turn your rib cage towards the left. And feel how that drops the shoulder down. So one more breath here on this side. And then inhale the knees back through center. And to the left. We'll stay down 2 cycles of breath. Notice that there is subtle movement happening when you breathe. You're not stuck. Use your breath to access the body. And then on the next inhale, the knees through center. We're going to do it one more time each side. On the exhale, the knees come down to the right, and we're going to stay for 3 cycles of breath. And then the second side, inhale the knees through center and exhale to the left. Three cycles of breath. Try not to feel stuck. You can move the knees away from you. You can move the knees closer to you. You could lift a shoulder and kind of shimmy around a little bit. And then we'll inhale back through center. And just hug the knees into the chest one time. As you hug the knees in, put your lower back around, kind of press it down to the ground. And then from there, I'm going to have you go ahead and roll through your side. And we'll come on up into a seated position here. So
You take your blanket here and bring it underneath your bottom for a little bit of a lift. The reason we take the blanket under the bottom is so that you start out with a neutral pelvis, right? So if when you sit, the top of your pelvis is rolled back, that's where you want to do the lift, where you can bend your knees and you can get the top of the pelvis in a more neutral position. And then we're going to take, no, let's leave both legs extended actually. Yeah, that's better for your knee probably. Okay, so we'll flex the feet, we'll pull the toes back towards the shin bone. And we're going to kind of do what we did even in our standing positions here. So on the inhalation, we're going to raise the arms forward and up. Little slight bend in our knees. On the exhalation, lift the top of your pubic bone towards your navel as you fold forward, feeling the rounding happening in your lower back first. And then we're strengthening on the inhalation. Arms are right alongside the ears. The chest lifts first, and you come all the way back up. And we're going to repeat that. Exhale, just forward bend. And then inhale, rise back up. We're going to do it one more time before we have a static position. So on the exhalation, coming all the way down. And then inhale back up. All right, so in this next one, I'm going to have you fold forward. And then you're going to find something to hold on to. So like wherever your arms are, just drop them down and hold on. Yeah, there you go. All right, so here on your next inhalation, I want you to straighten your arms and lengthen your spine so your chest lifts. Yeah, and then draw your chin slightly in. Yeah, maybe a little bit more into. And awareness to the top of your head. Awareness to the center of your chest. Close the eyes, maybe, if that feels okay. And I want you just to sense breath, moving from the top of your head to the center of your chest on inhale. And then from center of chest to top of head on exhale. We'll do it a few times. Notice what happens in your mind. Just keep coming back to it. Crown of head to chest, chest to crown of head. On your next exhale, bend your elbows, forward bend, relax, let go, let go, let go. So this is great. For me, I like to bend my knees deep and come here. I want you to be wherever your mind is quieter. Where is your mind more quiet? And then from there, we'll go ahead and come back up. And let's take just, again, our comfortable seated position that we started in. So whatever that position was, or if you want to switch it up, I'm going to have you switch it up. So eyes can close here. And I'd like you just to kind of soften into a nice and easy rhythm of breath. Just nice, easy inhale and exhale. Just feel your physical body responding to your breath. There's a subtle movement that happens every time you breathe in and out. So sense that. And then take your awareness to the top of your head. So what makes you know that awareness has arrived? And then take awareness to the center of your chest. And then we'll connect. So as you breathe in from the top of your head, down to the center of your chest, as if there were a channel that was running deep inside the body, like equal distance between the front and the back and the right and the left. See it, sense it, feel it. Breathe in from the top of the head, down to the center of the chest. Hold the awareness for just a brief moment there before you exhale from the center of the chest back to the crown of the head. And again, you could hold awareness there for just a brief moment. And we'll continue with that for just a few breaths. When the mind wanders, just draw it right back. Crown of head to center of chest. Center of chest to crown of head. Next time the awareness goes to the center of the chest, I'll have you hold your awareness inside the body, in the center of your chest. And just feel here the subtle expansion on inhale and condensing on exhale. So the air element resides here in the center of the chest. As we connect to that element and that energy, it allows us to bring forth the ability to communicate. We connect our intellect to our heart. And we connect from that space. The one where the body feels fluid, not contracted. Open. Our suffering comes from contraction. Contracted mind, contracted heart. And suffering is just the beginning point of recognition. To a more open space. So one more moment, just sense that space in the center of your chest. And then with awareness still inward, I'll have you transition down into your back. And we'll just take a few moments in Shavasana here. So if you're home and it's cold, if you have a blankie, find that blankie, put it over your body. If you're here, I suggest the same. Take a blanket and place it over you as we drop the temperature. As the temperature drops. If you have two, put one over your head, one over your body. And take a second to kind of find that comfortable position. And once you've found it, see if you can let the physical body become still. And then tune into the more subtle body. So notice sensation in the palms of your hands and the soles of your feet. And then follow that sensation inward. And you can just track sensation. You can track the subtle sensation inside the body. You can watch it shift and change. You can watch it dissipate. But there's always more. So we'll be here for just about a minute or two in silence, and then I'll call you back out.
And begin to notice the sounds that are around you. Notice the temperature. What does it feel like on your skin? Notice the light that comes through your closed eyes. And then begin to feel the whole body once more. Take some movements through the hands, through the toes. And then as you're ready, you can bend your knees. And we'll roll through the side body just to come back up into seated. Good. So one last moment of intention. We'll take the hands and place them into the center of the chest and just feel the warmth of the hands on the chest, the sensation of your breath as it moves the chest. And then just the intention of the energy that carries us forward as we refine our awareness to those subtle parts of ourself and how we connect to the subtle energies that are around us. When you're ready, just opening the eyes back into the room.